Okay, so in today's video about Algorand, we are going to check out the live chart and see what is going on there. And I do actually see some optimistic signs suggesting maybe the bottom is in. But before that, we are going to check out this tweet and I'm going to tell you why this could be potentially huge for Algorand. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. And as you can see, according to this tweet by Algorand Foundation, in 2024, European fintech ZTLment transitioned from Ethereum to Algorand, achieving about a 7x increase in development speed. The best tech leads to the most efficient outcome. And then in this tweet, they actually mentioned Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. And I think I saw another tweet. Yep, it's actually right in here. They said, hey Doge, if you are looking for an American-made blockchain that delivers with instant finality, less than 3-second block time, industry-leading TPS, quantum secure chain history, this is a very important point, zero downtime. I think this is a big flex on some other blockchains, zero forking. And if I just do this, excuse me, they say there is only one choice, Algorand. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really sure if they are going to go with Algorand on this one. And if they do, okay, fair enough, that is going to be huge. But this is not the point of today's video that I'm trying to make. No, I want to talk about this tweet and tell you why is this so important. First things first, what is actually ZTLment? This is a European fintech company that focuses on digital payments and smart contracts, and it is actually the first regulated payment institution in Europe that uses blockchain as its core infrastructure for payments. Now, I'll be honest, this is actually not that much of a big company. I think they have like overall 20 people working, but again, once more, that's not the point. The question is, why did this company migrate from Ethereum to Algorand? From their point of view, I'm going to guess they thought about faster transactions on Algorand because basically in Algo's blockchain, you don't really have network congestion. Second, they probably thought about lower fees, cheaper than Ethereum. And also, I'm going to say they definitely considered the instant finality of Algorand because in Ethereum, transactions can't actually be pending for a bit. And if you are a company that is working on direct payments, that's not really going to be a good look if your transactions don't happen that fast. So you see, faster transactions, lower fees, and instant finality are some of the biggest advantages that Algorand has over Ethereum. Now, from Algo's point of view, in my opinion, this is important because a regulated European payment company choosing Algo over Ethereum shows confidence in their technology. That's important. And also, it validates Algorand as a better blockchain for financial applications and enterprise adoption. And this is, in my opinion, probably the main point because this company going with Algorand instead of Ethereum sets kind of a precedent for the other companies. For example, let's say you are working as a company and you want to expand your ecosystem and adopt blockchain. Naturally, you are going to do your due diligence and see companies that were working on Ethereum were not actually that happy and they decided to migrate to other blockchains, including Algorand. This is why, in my opinion, this tweet matters quite a bit. And of course, in the long run, since you are going to with this attract more and more adoption, that will increase the demand for Algo, which will ultimately cause the price appreciation of the token. So in my opinion, this could actually be huge for Algorand if we continue to see more and more migration from Ethereum to Algo and the process actually working on the company's benefit. So overall, I'm going to say this is kind of a positive news for Algo and hopefully it's going to continue just more and more. Now, let's go on the live chart and see what is going on in here because I do think there are some bullish signs in this move on the upside. First things first, let's just go on maybe 30-minute chart and see what is going on in this region. And I still stand by what I said, meaning, in my opinion, as long as we're not taking this slope, we can actually remain optimistic in Algorand and say probably the bottom is in right in here about, let's say, 28.5 cents. And maybe in this area, we are having a series of 1-2s. And this can be, if I just take this one, 5 wave up into a wave 1, correction structure into wave 2. And we can get, hopefully, a big move on the upside into wave 3, 4, 5 in order to start the next major phase of the bull run. And I do think, by the way, that there's a very good chance in this phase, we are dealing with a correction structure, because when you compare this move on the downside to this one on the upside, you realize that this actually took quite some time, meaning this was kind of a slow and choppy move down, which is a very important characteristic of, a correction structure. So overall, we are looking optimistic in algo. Now let's zoom on more and maybe go on 15-minute chart and see what is happening in here. So first things first, I want to be very clear, because I talked about, I believe, this one in the previous video. This can definitely be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure up. And I was saying, look, I'm looking for a move down in Algorand, but that move doesn't really matter for me. The shape of it is really, really important. And if we're going to have a correction structure, at that point, fair enough, we can be a bit optimistic than before. And I do think that this is indeed a correction. And you might say, well, okay, but this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, pay attention to this. In this final move on the downside, there's a very good chance that we are having a 3-wave movement and not an impulse. So what's the idea in here? Because this is kind of a deep move down. I'm gonna say it's probably, where is it? There we go. A WXY in form of a double zigzag. So what's the deal? I'm gonna say, if you want to argue that in algo the bottom is in, this can be 5 up into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and at the moment we can be, again, this very important point, we can be on our way up to have a decent move into wave 3 and 4 and 5. Now, what do we need to see in like very, very short term for the next couple of days in order for us to remain this much optimistic? Well, here is the situation. I think a correction structure started in algo from this point, and it may have ended right in here. And there is a good chance that our correction is going to be, in form of an A, B, C running flat, meaning this can be an impulse into a 1, this is an ABC into our wave 2, and what we want to see right now in order to remain this much optimistic is a continuation of the move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5, and at that point we can argue this white 5 wave up is going to be into a wave 3, and then we're going to get correction for 4 and hopefully another move on the upside into wave 5. So in Algorand, if you want to be bullish, you need to see a continuation of this move on the upside. What you do not want to see is a move down starting from here or maybe a bit higher, doesn't matter, in order to take this low. That's actually going to invalidate probably this bullish possibility, and we're going to go down maybe in order to set a couple of more lower lows. But for now, since we're not there yet, let's just stick with this scenario and see what is happening. And by the way, here is another optimistic sign. Excuse me, let's just delete all these things. Okay, what do we have in terms of classic trends? I would argue this is actually a series of lower highs and lower lows right in here, meaning we are having a downtrend in this area. Now, question for you, when can we say that our downtrend is over? When we get a move on the upside, and in it we take the previous major pivot high, and in algo I'm thinking it's actually going to be in here about, let's say, 42 cents. So if we get a move up and take this high, that's actually going to be a great sign suggesting maybe the trend indeed has changed. But for like very, very short time, this can be a bullish sign. Where is it? There we go. This is actually a classic descending channel right in here. And what happened recently, it seems like that in this phase, we actually got a break of the channel, followed by that a pullback, and now we are getting a continuation of the move up. So this is definitely a good sign, do not get me wrong. But if we want to remain this optimistic, we just need to see a continuation of this move on the upside in algo, and we shouldn't get a move down from the current point in order to take this low. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Algorand's price chart. Anyway, If you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.